Hey guys, Nick here, and in today's video I want to show you how you can utilize Krotos Audio's concept to synthesizer in order to create cinematic soundscapes. Basically, it's a really great tool for this thing, and if they created it so that you can create also your leads and basses. It's got a whole ton of sounds here. If you go into factory presets, there's like basses, pads, effects, leads, keys, ambiences, plucked, and stuff like that. But if they created it to do only one thing, like this cinematic soundscapes, this synth would have been still great. So here's what we're gonna do. We're going to go into factory presets, and then we're going to initialize it by default. So this is what we're getting. Okay, just your basic sound. Now, you have two oscillators here that you can use, and basically it's just your regular oscillator. Your standard, you can choose your waveforms here, and you can blend two waveforms together to create something a little bit more interesting. And another thing is this granular oscillator, where you can just go and stretch and analyze an audio source that you can basically create something completely different out of it. So if I'm using like these two of the same analog sources, this is how it sounds. But what I want to do is that I want to turn off the other one, and I'm just going to use, like, for starters, just one. And if we go into, let's say, ambiences here, and let's say like a rainy day, and this is what we're getting. Okay, now I'm going to increase my attack and my decay and my sustain. I'm going to increase my release time because I want this really swell, washy type of sound. I'm just going to do it just a tiny little bit like this. Let's see, this way. Okay, that's fairly okay. Now, if we start tweaking these knobs here, basically you have three options in this granular: grains, variation, and some extra option. Now, if we go into grains, start knob here enables you to scroll through this audio source, basically. See what happens. You can increase the size of the grain, basically. And the rate. Now, when it comes to variations, what spray is doing in general is that it's basically jumping around these, grains, density, and some fluctuation so that it moves. And drift is basically some sort of like automated pitch shifting, and but this is like a white noise range, so it won't affect it. Spread is the stereo image. We can make it this way, like turn it down an octave, and we have some FM controls. But for starters, this is good enough for me. Now I want to add something that's a little bit more tonal. So I'm gonna go into, let's say, guitars, bowed. Let's see what this, let me just turn off this one. Really nasty. But together with this rain, I'm going to just make it just... Now, just by tweaking this section here of the synthesizer, I've created something that sounds pretty, you know, ambient and weird. But the fun starts is when you go, you know, loading these, once you start modifying these knobs with LFOs and stuff like that. So I'm gonna take this start and tweak it here so that I have this, you know, LFO moving throughout my grains. Now I'm gonna increase this, and I'm going to decrease the speed of this LFO. I'm gonna leave the depth, and I'm gonna do something slightly different for this one. Now I'm going to move the start of this LFO. Okay, I'm gonna move it here. Speed also really low. Right, so I'm gonna increase the spraying of this. So watch what happens if I'm playing these. And I have like cutoff filter with your usual controls. I'm gonna put it to this. Increase just a tiny little bit of drive. Now I want to control my filter with a mod wheel, basically. So I'm gonna use this LFO and I'm gonna change it to mod wheel, and I'm gonna just drag the cutoff to my mod wheel and see what happens. I just need And let's add maybe some ring mod. Oh, this is good. And I'm going to automate the depth of the ring mod with this final LFO that I have. I'm just gonna make it go through here. I'm gonna also make it just a tiny little bit slower. I'm gonna increase the depth of it. And let me see. Then I'm gonna add a little bit of delay and a little bit of reverb, reverb convolution. Now, why am I adding delay first and then reverb after delay? There are no rules, of course, but the way I like is that the way I'm thinking about it is that basically you do not delay a reverb. Basically, if you send a reverberated signal into a delay, this reverberated signal of like maybe 2 seconds or 3 seconds will keep delaying on, and you'll get a whole bunch of muddy mess. Basically, what we want to do is to add space to delay. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm adding delay first, and I'm gonna maybe get one to be like in eighths, the other one to be in quarters. Let's see, like. And let's add some reverb, something like, you can see there's a whole bunch of, you know, these great impulse response. Let's say Heavy Galaxy. Let me see what this is. Mix, let's make it like. And now we just have to save it. Basically, we're gonna go click to save as. It's gonna save it automatically into a user preset. Now I'm gonna create something. This is my ambient patch, and I'm gonna call it Space Wind, basically. So click OK, and it's in your user presets here where I have it. I really recommend this for ambient soundscape. It's like it's a bread and butter meat and potato tool for this type of stuff. So yeah, I hope this has been informative and educational for you. And my name is Nick, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.